let's chat about my recent reads. Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim. I'm so excited you're here with me today. Welcome to this week's book chat. This week we're going to be chatting about all the books I read in June and my thoughts on them. So let's get right into it. We're going to do these in order of the books I read. So I ended up reading 5 books in June. The first book I read was Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. I have this absolutely gorgeous special edition, by the way, so let me just show that off first. Yeah, she is so pretty, and this cover is just gorgeous. Like this naked hardback. I'm obsessed with it, which is really lucky because I was obsessed with this book as well. This is a contemporary romance book. It follows our female main character when she is younger, about 13. Her parents buy a lake house on the lake up in Canada. The story takes place in Canada, and there she meets our male main character, Sam, and his brother Charlie. A budding friendship starts off between Sam and Percy, our female main character, and as the years go on, that friendship slowly develops into more, and then it crashes and burns into absolutely nothing at all. Now they are much older, and they are reunited for a very tragic reason, and everything that happened in the past is kind of coming back to blow up in their faces. I really enjoyed this book because it takes place over many years. We get flashbacks from the present to back when they were younger, and then the present back when they were younger, so it was really fun to jump timelines like that and see how their relationship grew as they were younger and where it's at now and how it's kind of all fallen apart. I really thought this book was so fun. It was minimal spicy, so there was a little bit of spice in it, but honestly barely any. It would be about 1 peppers for spice for me, and it was just really sweet. I loved how the characters grew in friendship and got to know each other, and I loved that the characters were very human, that they were young when they met and got together, and they were both just trying to find themselves and create a life for themselves, and that really kind of impacted their love story. And I think that's so realistic because so many stories nowadays is just like love conquers all, and that's not always true. So I really enjoyed that, and I thought it was such a fun book. I ended up rating 4.25 out of 5 stars, and like I said, it was 1 out of 5 for peppers for spiciness. So I really enjoyed this one, and it was a really fun one. This is Carley Fortune's first ever written book, and I feel like it reads like a first book, but it's still really good, and there's good banter, and it's really sweet. And I also did go and watch the TV series after I read the book, every year after, and I really enjoyed the TV series. I very much enjoyed the TV series as its own, as a TV series, but in relation to the book, I feel like they changed so much that it kind of changes the story a good chunk. Like, they switch things that happen, and they add things in, and they take things out, and it really changes the essence of the story a little bit. So love the TV show by itself, love the book by itself, but as an adaptation together, it could have been a little different, in my opinion. But I thought that the acting was so good, and I will definitely read or be watching season 2 when it comes out. And yeah, I also need to finish up my Carley Fortune book, so I have a lot more to be reading this summer. So hopefully in July and August I'll get the rest of her books read, because I think I have 3 more of her books I need to read, so we got to get reading on those. The next book I read in June was First Flight Final Fall by C.W. Farnsworth. This is a soccer sports romance, and it is quite spicy. It is definitely quite spicy. I have the edition with these fun soccer ball edges, and I picked this book up because the FIFA World Cup started in June, and I was like, okay, well, it's summertime, it's FIFA World Cup time, I think I need to read this book. So I picked this book up, and it was really fun. It follows our female main character, Sailor. She is in her final year at college, and she is elected to go to this very exclusive soccer camp in Germany, and she goes for the summer, and it's really fun because it's the perfect summer read because she's in this soccer camp in the summer in Germany, so in a completely foreign country, and that is so fun. And while she's at this camp, she ends up meeting one of the soccer players that is a professional there. So for the camp, they're like practicing at the professional Kluvberg stadium. So while she's there practicing, she runs into one of the players, Adler, and their first meeting is her challenging him to a shootout on the field, and she beats him. Even though he is one of like the best soccer players in Germany, she beats him because she is one of the best female soccer players in college in the United States. So I absolutely love that part, that they're both a sports athlete. I love that. And I love that it's a little bit of college and professional tied in together. You get a little bit of both, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds there, because she's in college and he's a professional soccer player, so you get a little bit of both there, and they're both athletes, so I love that. And it starts off a little bit of like not like enemies, not all enemies, but like strangers who just have this fun banter, and then it gets quite spicy quite quickly, and then emotions start to develop between them. And I thought that was a fun way to go with it, because they're both non-serious about their social life because they're so serious about their sport and about being an athlete. And I think that is why it was quite spicy first, and then like the feelings and the genuineness and the connection started to grow, because that's where these characters were. That's who they were as people, and we needed that to be the spark that led to them developing more feelings for each other. And I really liked that. I thought it was really fun. It was quite spicy, like I said. I guess it's more of like a maybe like a 3, 2.5 to 3 peppers out of 5 for spice, because it was quite spicy, but it's really fun. And I liked how the characters did get to develop their relationship over time, and how they both were so into soccer, but then they started to care about each other, and that started to take precedence a little bit, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun read. That's really much all I have to say about it. Soccer sports romance, fun read, perfect for summer, decently spicy, pretty fluffy, like it wasn't like crazy depth to it. And yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I rated it 3.75 out of 5 stars, which to me means it was really good. I thought it was really fun. There just lacked a little bit of, like I said, depth to it. There could have been a little bit more to the storyline, and that's really it. I thought it was really fun. I liked the side characters. I love that it was set in Germany, because I'm very German, so I love that it was set in Germany, and I love that it was soccer, because I played soccer as a, honestly, from the time I like could kick a ball to the time I was 18. So I played soccer growing up. So it was like the perfect read for me, and it was the perfect summer read. So I really, really liked that one. After that one, I picked up another summer romance. It was definitely a month of romances, just because that's kind of what I was feeling. It's the way I kept myself out of a reading slump, was to read a lot of fluffy books. So I picked up another summer romance, and that was The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by Elizabeth O'Rourke. And this is actually book number 2 in a series. It's the Grumpy Devil series. Oh, this is book number 1 in a series, by the way. It's the Kluvberg series. This is book number 2 in a series, the Grumpy Devil series. I have not read book number 1. Book number 1 is A Deal with the Devil. I have not read book number 1, but I picked up book number 2 because it was so pretty, and it was like the perfect summery like aesthetic. So I was like, okay, we're gonna pick this up, and then I need to get in the summer mood, so I decided to read it in June, and it was really, really fun. So it is again a contemporary romance, and it is quite spicy, but not till the later half of the book. Like, it doesn't get spicy right away. Like, we have some time before it gets spicy, and it was really fun. So it follows our female main character, and she is basically a famous singer, and she is under the media scrutiny for a bunch of different things, and she gets a call from her ex-boyfriend begging her to go on this family vacation to Hawaii with him, and basically just like try to get back together, and it's with his family, and basically just be there like with his family and just have a good time. So she agrees. She's like, I need a break, so I will go on this vacation to Hawaii with you, but don't expect much of it. It's just like, we're friends. It's just as that. And then when she shows up, her ex isn't there yet, but his grumpy brother is, who she does not get along with. And then they slowly start to hang out together, and they start to get along with each other, and they start to learn about each other. And then she starts to realize that maybe she doesn't want to get back together with her ex, but she might want to date his brother instead. So it's quite messy in that aspect, and I thought that was really fun, and I really enjoyed this book. I thought it ended up being such a fun book, and I liked it so much more than I thought I was going to. I thought it would be kind of too fluffy for me, but there was actually like really fun banter in it, and I really ended up liking it. And I love how the relationship developed between our female main character and our male main character, and it's not so messy in that she's already broken up with the ex, with the brother, so she's no longer with him anymore. So the fact that she's having feelings for his brother is less like ILF to me, because she's no longer with this other man. She is done with this other man, and there's a reason she's done with this other man, which we see throughout this book. But the brother, we understand why she's starting to fall for him, and it's really good, and I liked it, and there were some flawed characters, and it was really sweet. And like I said, the banter was really fun. I really liked that we were in Hawaii for half the book, and it was set into different parts because we were going to like different islands in Hawaii, and I thought that was really fun, and I really enjoyed that. They made it so summery, and then we do get like life after vacation as well. The story continues on, and we get to see them try to navigate real life again and try to figure out how they can be together when it would be such a scandal for them to be together in the public eye and in their family's eyes. So I thought it was really good and really fun, and I really liked it. So like I said, I ended up liking that one way more than I thought I would, and I ended up rating it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a really good, fun read, and it was decently spicy, like I said. Let me see if I put my spice rating. Tell me I did. I probably did not. I don't think I did. No, I just put cute. So I think it was like 2.5 out of 5 stars for spice, if I recall correctly. So there was spice in it, but it wasn't too spicy. Also, this one is dual point of view, so we get the male and female lead's point of view. This one is dual point of view, so we get the male and the female lead's point of view. And then the first one, Every Summer After, if I can pick it up, this one is just single point of view, so we just get our female lead's point of view. Okay, moving on to book number 4. I was sick of romances, so I need to switch up my genre. So I decided to pick up a fantasy romantasy that really felt very, very summery to me, and that was The Wicked Sea by Jordan Stephanie Gray. This one has gorgeous iridescent edges, and then let me just show you. The naked hardback is insanely gorgeous. It's insanely gorgeous. And then we have some inside artwork. Again, it's so, so pretty. Yeah, this book is insanely gorgeous. So I was like, this book is so pretty, and I am sick of romances, so I need to pick something else up. So I picked up The Wicked Sea, and whew, boy, am I glad that I did, because this book was so fun. So, like I said, it is a fantasy romantasy book. It follows our female main character, who is a mermaid, and our male main character, who is a warlock slash human, but he's a warlock. Ooh, of course the heat's turning, or the air's turning on. Okay, guys, well, I will talk to you guys again in probably like 20 minutes when my air turns off, because the air is on and you won't be able to hear me, and you're gonna get mad at me because it's gonna sound so bad and so ugly. But it is 94. It is 94 degrees outside. It is 94. There's extreme heat warning, and it feels like 98 degrees. So yeah, the air is on, and I'll talk to you guys when it turns off. Okay, wow, that AC was on literally forever, but the house is cool, and it's time to finish up this reading wrap-up. So as I think I was saying, The Wicked Sea follows our female main character. She is a mermaid, and our male main character, he is a warlock, and they are at odds with each other. So the humans slash warlocks and the mermaids absolutely hate each other. They are sworn enemies. They are at war with each other. They are literally attacking each other. If a human sees a mermaid, or if a warlock sees a mermaid, they are to kill them on sight, and they string them up and they celebrate their death. So they are sworn enemies, and something happens where our male main character, he is slowly dying. This is all part of the synopsis, so no spoilers here, but he is slowly dying, and he needs the help of a mermaid to search for something to try and basically help him survive. So he enlists the help of our female main character, Zevra, who is held captive at the time, so really has no choice but to help him. And they go on this journey together to try and find a lost city, which is supposedly holding this treasure that he needs to help save him, which by extension will help save her. And it is such a fun adventure because you are underwater for a lot of it. She is a mermaid, but also you can go on land too, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and you get to look for this hidden underwater city that has been lost for years and years and years, and there's all these different folklores and all these different myths, and everybody is a liar and everybody is biased and everybody is looking out for themselves. So you get such a fun cast of characters, and you really start to really care for everybody, but then there's so many twists and there's so many betrayals, and it's just such a fun read, and I ended up really, really liking it. I thought it was so fun, and I think a mermaid fantasy is the perfect type of book for summer, like a type of fantasy for summer. Yeah, I think it's so fun, so I ended up really liking it. I rated it 4.25 out of 5 stars. I think it is about a 2.5 out of 5 peppers for spice, and I definitely recommend it. It is the beginning of a series name I'll put right here. It's the beginning of the series. Book 2 is not out yet, so I was hoping it was standalone. It was not, so that was sad. But I am excited to continue reading the story, and it ended on a major cliffhanger. Yeah. So it was really fun and really good. And then, my friends, the final book I read in the month of June was All the Wrong Place by C.W. Farnsworth. This is actually book number 2 to the Kloofberg series, so I was like, I need to continue this series. I want to keep reading because FIFA's still going on, and book number 1 was really fun, so I might as well keep going with book number 2. This book follows Will as our male main character. He is a teammate of our male main character from book number 1, Adler, and also follows Sophia, who is the sister of Adler, the male main character for book number 1. And this book is really fun because you get a lot of cameos of the characters from book number 1 in it, and I really liked that because you kind of kept the storyline going and you got to see like where they are now in life and not just like in epilogue flash forward kind of things. You like got to see them throughout the story, so that was really fun. But in this book, our female main character Sophia, she is a photographer. She is doing an internship over the summer to try and get herself a position at this paper, Neues Kloofberg, and she's trying to prove to herself and to her parents that photography is more than just a hobby, it's actually a career for her. And something happens at her job where she ends up having to take over the sports photography for a few weeks, and she ends up having to take over the Kloofberg soccer team or football team, which is the team that her brother plays for and which is a team that our male main character just got transferred to. Now, our two main characters, they meet in this off chance meet cute where neither of them knows who they are or that they are kind of connected in this off chance sort of way, and once they find out, they're kind of just thrown back together again and again, and they know that they shouldn't be together because there's just so many like things standing in between them, but they develop this friendship and they end up just hanging out and getting to know each other and sharing things with each other, and then they slowly start advancing to more romance and things get a little bit physical, and it definitely slowly builds, and I really enjoyed that. I like that it was a slow build. I like that they got to know each other and they got to build this connection first, and I liked that the Spice was a little bit different. She was very inexperienced, where he was experienced in the Spice world but not in the emotional world, and I liked that they got to experience a lot of things together, and there's a lot of sweet moments and a lot of fun moments, and I really enjoyed that. I would say that the end of this book, I feel like, was a little bit rushed. I feel like we had all these storylines that we were working through throughout the book, and then at the end we kind of just tied them up like, here's a chapter, let's tie this up, we'll jump, here's a chapter, let's tie this up, we'll jump, here's a chapter, let's tie this up, and I feel like for me, that just took away from it just a little bit, because I feel like I said, I enjoyed it, but we spent so much time building up these storylines that at the end they all kind of just tied together really quickly, and was like, okay, everything's good to go, and that's kind of just a disappointment to me, because like I read all of this book and then like you're just gonna tie it up that quickly. I didn't really love that, but I did love the characters. I liked the Spice, I liked their banter, I liked their relationship, I liked the side characters. I liked that we were still set mostly in Germany with a little bit of America thrown in there, and I enjoyed that we had a little bit more German in it. Like they spoke some German in it, and they went to some more German places, and they kind of got to talk about how German football was so different as an experience for a male main character versus American football or soccer, because they're so different. Like soccer here is not that important versus football over in Germany is such a huge sport, and I really enjoyed that, and I thought it was really, really fun. So I ended up rating this one 3.75 out of 5 stars as well. Really liked it, really enjoyed it. Again, I loved that it was a professional soccer player and it was a photographer, so it was something a little bit different but still mixed up in the sports world, and I liked that they had their own goals, they had their own issues, and that they slowly set that all aside to be together, and I really enjoyed that, and the relationship was cute, and yeah, I thought it was really fun. Spice-wise, I'd say 3 out of 5 peppers. I would say, so it took a little bit longer for the Spice to get here versus First Flight Final Fall, book number 1, which had Spice quite early on, but once the Spice got there, there's quite a lot of Spice, so take that as you will. There is a book 3 in the series. I do not own it yet. I need to purchase it at some point. I do plan to read it, but I don't own it yet. I do recommend this book for people who like sports romances, who like spicy romances, and are looking for just like a fun summer read. Okay, my friends, and that's, eek, why can't I pick these up? And those are all of the books I read in June and what I thought about them. I am struggling here. It was a really good month. Everything was 3.75 or higher, which to me is amazing. For me, 3 stars is good. So that means everything to me was better than good. So I really, really enjoyed it. I would say my favorite book this month was probably The Wicked Sea, and then I liked Every Summer After, and The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and then First Flight Final Fall and All the Wrong Place are tied after that, but I do recommend them all for various people. If you like fantasy, definitely read this one. If you like contemporary romance, these two. And then if you like sports romance, these ones. And again, these ones were quite spicy. This one, not that spicy. And this one had some spice mixed in. But those are my June reads. I would love to know if you guys have read any of these books. What did you think of them? I want to know what you guys read in June, and let me know what one book you really want to read in July. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a fabulous month, and I'll see you in my next one. Live well, read lots of good books, and go to school, my friends. Bye! If you're still here, I want you to comment summer romance, since that's basically all I read in June. See you next time.